Well, Samsung has just released their new S10, and I just thought I'd give some first impressions around what it was. Hey, what up? It's your boy MobbJustice back again with another video. It's been a while since we've done one of these. This is the first of 2019. Things have been crazy out there, but I just decided that today was a good time to come back with another video. What are we talking about today? Well, Samsung has just released their new S10, and I just thought I'd give some first impressions around what it was. Now, I'm in South Africa, and I had the opportunity to attend their #Unpacked event here in Johannesburg, and it was actually quite an interesting event. There was a live stream of the main announcement that was happening over in the United States, and South Africa has actually been named one of the first markets to receive the new phone. So what are the details? Firstly, we need to start off with where Samsung actually started off, and they started off with a bang. It is their 10-year anniversary, and they decided to do it off the cuff with the folding phone. Now, there had been leaks about this particular phone last year, and if you remember, there was an event where Samsung actually teased the device, and it was shown in the dark because they hadn't had the device was still in prototype phase, but today they actually released a proper working version, and you saw the CEO actually holding one, and they did some demos, and I have to say that I am quite impressed by the phone. At the event, we did have an opportunity to have a look at the phone. They presented it to us, but unfortunately at the Samsung experience, they had the device on location, on hand. We got to touch it, I got to feel it. It's a beautiful device, and I really think this is where they've created a new category, like what they were saying, and I'm very interested to see what type of competition is going to be coming in from that, but unfortunately, the product is still under a bit of development, and it's only going to be released in a couple of months, so we weren't allowed to take any photos or videos of the device. But moving on to the actual smartphones that we were all looking forward to, that's the S10. There ended up being 3 models. That's the S10, and then the S10e, and then you have the S10 Plus. So the S10, the normal S10, that's a 6.1-inch screen, S10 Plus 6.4-inch screen. So you're looking at around a phone that's as big as Note 9, and then the smaller one, which is the S10e, which is coming in, if I remember correctly, should be around 5.8 inches, but I will put it somewhere here for you to see. So they released 3 different devices, and they actually look quite good. They've continued their tradition of not embracing the notch and have gone with hole punch cutout for their cameras. You have the S10e and the S10 having a single camera on the front, and then the S10 Plus having a dual camera setup on the front. But all 3, the two main 2 phones, that's the S10 and the S10 Plus, have 3 cameras on the back, and that's a big story that they're touting, and we got a chance to actually look at it. You've got 3 different focal lengths. You have a normal camera, you have a telephoto that zooms in quite a bit, and then you have an ultra wide, and I have to say it was actually quite impressive. Another standout feature for me was the fact that Samsung is still embracing the fingerprint reader, but now they've gone for an under glass fingerprint reader, and it's actually using ultrasonic technology instead of the optical technology that's being used in phones like the OnePlus 6T, for example. So it actually scans your fingerprints and sends a bit of a pulse, and with the demonstrations that they were showing us at the event this evening, you can actually have your fingerprint being read even if the device is underwater or if your finger is wet. I thought that was impressive. The other thing that was quite good to see was just the fact that Samsung is still embracing the headphone jack. Personally, I am hardcore fan of the headphone jack, and I'm really glad that they've decided to stick with the technology. I really love that thing, and I wish that, you know, all other cell phone makers would still, you know, keep this thing. It just makes life easier. So we're definitely happy about that. On the whole, I think they've put out quite an impressive lineup of products. They are the first flagship each year, and this is this was the first main flagship for 2019. So we wait to see what's going to happen on the Android side with Huawei, with OnePlus, with Xiaomi, especially from the other Asian countries in the Chinese market. Very interested to see what type of innovations they're going to come up with. I'm thinking after today that whatever Huawei comes in with after the Mate 20 Pro from last year is gonna definitely have to be quite a notch above. And then on the iPhone side, I thought they actually took Apple to task quite a bit, especially with the new feature that they have where you can actually charge another device using one of the S10 phones. Now that particular piece of technology isn't new because we actually saw it with some of the other phones from last year. If I remember correctly, I think Huawei actually debuted the feature as well last year. So Samsung you know, has come in. But what I thought is what's interesting is the fact that people have been wondering about air power from Apple, which they touted a few months back. It must have been when the iPhone 10 was launched, where they were touting a charging pad that would be able to charge your iPhone, your Apple Watch, and your AirPods. But that device has still not been released yet. And then now Apple comes out with this device, and at the same time they've released their wireless earbuds, and they've also released a new Galaxy smartwatch, all of which can be wirelessly charged using an S10 device. So, you know, all in all, I think it's a good round of products. We'll see what the device actually, you know, looks like. It was good that Samsung, you know, actually allowed us to touch the different devices, get to feel, test the cameras and the like, and I can definitely, you know, attest to the fact that from what I could see, they're very good devices. I actually, you know, here, you know, have an S8, an older S8, and a lot of the footage you'll see of me at the event is from my S8. Please forgive some of the low light shots. It was really quite tough, you know, getting some of the shots in, but otherwise that's it. Those are my thoughts of the new Samsung Galaxy S10 and the Galaxy Fold that was actually debuted today. It's definitely gonna be an interesting one to see what happens going forward with the rest of 2019. So as I was editing the video, I realized that I forgot to mention two key points. The first one is the fact that all of the new Samsung devices are running Samsung new One UI interface, which is a departure from the Samsung experience that we've been seeing on the S8, the S9 and the like. It's part of the new update with the Android Pie. And then the other thing is just the fact that there was another device that was announced that's called the S10 5G, which is basically a bigger phone than the S10 Plus, which is rocking a 6.7-inch screen. We're not sure what the details are because one of the things that Samsung is really touting is the fact that 5G is the future, and they're trying to show us that they are prepared for a 5G future. We're not too sure what the details are, but you know, that device was there. Yeah, back to the video. What I'm very interested to see, we've seen that Samsung has gone with a hole punch cutout as a way to avoid using a notch. Other smartphone makers have been using sliding mechanism, manual ones, and also mechanical ones that are automated to open up, let's say, cameras and the sensors and the like. So I'm waiting to see what type of innovation happens in that space in terms of getting this truly bezel-less phone life going, and especially on the mainstream side. Yes, the Xiaomi's and the like have given us some of these things, and Oppo, but we want to see what the rest of the industry is going to be doing. So I think it's a good indication of what 2019 is going to be looking like, and we're also going to be waiting to see what the Note 10 looks like, because the Note 10 always comes in with a feature set that's slightly above the S line of phones. So we'll be waiting for that. Otherwise, that's it. Let me know what you think. Do you think the Galaxy Fold holds any credence? Once again, you need to have seen it in real life for you to actually appreciate and understand what Samsung is doing. And the thing we can definitely say about Samsung on 2 points is they've got amazing screens, and on the other side, they are not afraid to innovate. So let's see what this risk does and where they're gonna go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is the S10 your new next smartphone? And actually, whilst we're saying next smartphone, the prices on some of these phones are crazy. We had an indication that some of these phones might be touching well over 20,000 Rand in South Africa, and for the Galaxy Fold, for example, that's a 1,900 Rand, sorry, not 1,900 Rand, 1,900 US dollar phone starting. But some of the specs are impressive, so definitely expect that if you have an S10 that's coming in with the 12 gigs of RAM and the 1 terabyte storage on the device, that you're going to be paying quite a bit. And that's the other trend we're waiting to see, where these prices going to be going in 2019. That's it. It's your boy MobbJustice. Happy to be in another video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Keep it locked. It's your boy MobbJustice.
Hey, this is Baby G, and you're watching the MobbJustice channel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Live it, love it, like it. This is the MobbJustice TV.